Former Dark Communications Managing Director Don Pedro Obaseki has been publicly targeted and dehumanized by hoodlums who labeled him an enemy of the king, highlighting a very disturbing trend of non-state actors acting with impunity under the protection of powerful individuals. The incident raises urgent questions about the responsibility of the government and security agencies to protect citizens from politically connected intimidation. Well, the Rise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us to examine the implications for the rule of law, public safety, and the broader social consequences of allowing vigilante groups to operate unchecked. Welcome to Newsday. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure being here as usual.
Of course. Now, what do you make of this incident and the follow-up?
Well, this is mobocracy. It is anti-democracy. Let's put it broadly that way. But we are in a situation where the rule of law should prevail. But we have not totally left our tradition and culture. We have not lost them. And in the digital age, they are still very much with us. If you look at the story, I have not taken it in isolation. Something happened abroad. An event happened. He made a statement abroad, which some people termed as Republican, as against tradition, that the people of Benin should live long, instead of purportedly saying the Oba should live long, which is the traditional way of greeting the Oba of Benin. Of course, it happened abroad, but the world is a global village due to digital infrastructure and technology. So they saw it, and when they saw him, this mobocracy, this mob attacked him. It is condemnable. It is against the rule of law. But having said that, we are in the digital age. You know, the other time I was telling you about how digital regulation online in Britain is even causing commotion between the EU and the US. This is something along that line. An event happened abroad. Some people saw it on video and they felt agitated and they took mob action against the rule. It's condemnable.
Of course.
But the modern version of it is what is happening in Britain itself. You get me? The British, the European Union, Britain is no longer there. They had their Digital Services Act, which was to protect any harm on the internet, like hate speech, disinformation, and misinformation. But when they applied it to regulate their industry, they punished American companies. And they pay huge for fines. But when the Trump people came in now, they said that regulation is anti-free speech and it's anti-American way of life. And they punished those who made those laws in that time. You can see the angle of justice, the analogy with the Benin case now. It happened overseas, but there is some form of mob justice here, which is condemnable. But they are much of the same feather. Let's leave it at that.
Also, Mr. Sobowale, I love how you termed it mobocracy. And looking at the fact that we're still talking about issues like this in 2025 is genuinely bothersome. When you see, of course, we know that there must be respect for traditional institutions, but when we cross that line where it becomes a precedent for criminality, to say the least, have we allowed room for the lines to be blurred between human rights violations and traditional institutions? Respect. Does it even exist?
They are separable. They are separable. Even the British who brought colonialism and human rights, they still kept their king in place. It's a constitutional monarchy, even though it is cabinet that runs the government. But they destroyed our kingdoms. If you don't take things, let's take it in the present context. The Benin are very traditionalist people. They are very even traditionalist, more than most Yoruba Obas. They can kill for the Oba. And in this particular instance, there is no way the Oba could have ordered that they should mob somebody for criticizing him. But zealots, people who get more Catholic than the Pope, those were the people who acted. The police will take his course. But even then, the so-called victim, Obaseki, there is a great family there. One was governor before.
Yes.
And then if you know their history, you know the connection between Obaseki and Ovio Rami. They know each other. They have some issues on the ground, but it should not be settled by mobocracy.
Absolutely.
That is my own. But what happened is a lesson to all of us, that nobody is acting in a vacuum. And the world is a global village. Those who use foul language, hate language, and so on, they have to be monitored and regulated. That is the moral I want to draw out of this.
Of course, Mr. Sobowale, like you also rightly said, there's no way, at least from what you just mentioned, that the Oba would have ordered this. These are zealots acting on their own impulse. Right. But we've seen numerous cases, apart from this, of people just meting out whatever form of justice they think fits a situation, depending on their own interpretation. Do you think we've handled situations that are similar to this appropriately in a way that should deter such action, or have we just have the authorities treated it with kids' gloves?
Cynthia, this is what we have been discussing now when you talk of security. And I said government must be able to maintain its rule within a given territorial. Even to justify the American intervention, the president and the foreign affairs said it is a collaboration. And they cited the absence of government and governance in these areas inhabited by the terrorists. So at the end of it, it is security. It is, and we are very familiar with it. So if you're asking me, just look back. The answer is right in front of you. It was the situation, that failure of security, that led to American intervention. It is the failure of security that led to a duke literally being beaten up by a mob. If the Yoruba was in full control, it would not happen, but the Yoruba is not in full control. It's a traditionalist, it's not a democratic invention or institution. But now people are advocating for the Yorubas to get more involved in running our democracy. Maybe this could be part of it. Maybe this could have prevented the democracy from happening. You digest it along such lines.
So many angles to look at it, but I definitely concur that there's been a breakdown in security on a larger scale and on a smaller scale, but it's very unfortunate that this happened. Thank you so much for your analysis, Mr. Dayo Sobowale. Thank you.
Right.